Hey everyone, today we're going to walk through the disassembly process of the new Arcane Design creature, and we're also going to be installing the zircuti kit. Welcome back everyone, I really appreciate you tuning in. If you have never disassembled a knife before, particularly an Arcane Design knife, this is a video for you so you can ensure that you're disassembling it correctly and making sure that you're mitigating any issues that you might have. What you're going to need is a bit driver. Right now I currently have the Arcane Design spacebar that's a bit driver, and it comes with a T6, a T8, and a flat head. You're going to need all of those. So let's start with it. The first thing that we're going to do is take the knife and close it fully. And we're going to be taking out the pivot screw right here. You're going to use the T8. Now, whenever you're unscrewing these smaller screws, you want to make sure that you're going slowly and you're pushing in firmly so that you have enough pressure. You're wanting to ensure that you're not stripping out the screw, because that is possible with these tinier screws. So as long as you go slow and you put in enough pressure, you should be good to go. The next thing that we're going to be doing is taking out these two body screws here on the back. They're also T8s as well. You're going to want to put enough pressure, but go slowly so that you're not stripping anything out. And then this last screw right here. Okay, so now that we have these screws out, we are going to open up the knife just slightly. This is a really helpful way to ensure that you're not scratching the blade when you disassemble it. You're going to put it down on a hard surface, and you're going to want to start moving forward and backwards so that you can ensure that this part is going to come off easily. We're going to remove the back spacer and the stop pin. And I think the first thing that we're going to do is remove the clip. So let's get into that process. You're going to need to switch the bit driver to a T6 because there's just one screw right here holding that in. And again, ample pressure so that you don't strip it out. Now that the clip's removed, let's grab the actual zircuti clip that we're going to be using. Place it here on this side and fit it in the slot. And then once it is seated, then you're going to screw back in that T6 screw. Okay, the clip is installed. Next, we're going to take off this pivot collar. Now sometimes these pivot collars pop in and off really easily, and sometimes they need a little bit of finessing in order to move out because they're press fit. This one doesn't look like it's moving off easily, so this is a really simple fix. The best way that I've found to do that with the ones that are a little bit stubborn is by taking a cloth, placing it right here, and then we're going to be taking the flat head. There's a little kind of a notch area right here on the back. You're putting in the cloth so you don't scratch the rest of your knife, and you're putting in that flat head to move a little bit into that part to lift it up. Once it's lifted up, just wiggle back and forth. So as you can see, it's slowly but surely lifting until it pops out. That won't be needed for all of them. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But it is okay when it does. And then we're going to press fit this one in. You can hear kind of a clamp on that. The next thing we're going to do is remove the other pivot collar. So we're going to take the blade out. We're going to remove the pivot. Make sure that we collect the washer. And this one, as you can see right here, comes out very easily. There's no issues with that one. Again, sometimes it is easy to pull them out and sometimes you just have to work on it a little. So we installed that one. We're going to put back the pivot. This pivot, let's see if we can focus in on here. This pivot has a cut right here so that it isn't free floating. You want this cut to face the top part of the knife. Next, we are going to add the bearing back in. Make sure that the washer is in there. And then we are going to add the blade. Grab the other bearing, place the other bearing on here. The stop pin, depending, you might need to put it in on this side or that side, it kind of doesn't matter, but as long as the stop pin is in there. Next, we are going to be adding the zircuti backspacer. So there should be a pin in the old backspacer. You're going to have to remove and place it in this third hole right there that doesn't go all the way through. Then you're going to take the zircuti backspacer and you're going to press fit it in. Once it is seated and in the right area, you are going to take the lock side of the knife and we're going to place it on top. You can pick it up to make sure that it's all aligned and you should hear a snap. Then you're going to take your pivot screw and you're going to place it into the collar and screw it back in. Once it is fully tightened, you're going to flip the knife to the other side. You're going to line up and make sure that the backspacer is flush with the other handles. You're going to take the bigger screw, longer screw, and push it through because it is going to be screwing in and securing the clip. And then you screw this one in. And then finally, the last screw, you place that in. Okay, then you check the centering, you check the action, and it should be good to go.